Welcome everyone to 15 Minutes of Positivity. The goal of this group, as it relates to the comprehensive care that we provide at the clinics in conjunction with ketamine, is to, on a regular basis, provide space to stimulate those parts of our nervous system that ultimately have been shown to contribute to ongoing sense of wellness. So we sort of cycle through a variety of different practices ranging from mindfulness to gratitude to metta and compassion and things like that. So today, I'm going to focus on this idea of beginning again. And what this is one of these sort of nuanced yet really foundational capabilities that, the more we practice, the better we get at it. And it falls into this category of growing temporary states into permanent traits, right? So everything that we do from an experiential or neurologic standpoint, the more we activate and stimulate certain parts of our brain, the structure and function of our brain changes to adapt to those behaviors. And the big million-dollar question is always, are we having the desired experiences that we want, that we're choosing? Or are we just simply on the receiving end of depression or anxiety or other experiences that are being imposed upon us? And so this 15 minutes here that we're about to embark on is really intended to help us say, no, hold on a sec. We're going to choose the experiences that we want so that we activate those neural networks that we want to strengthen. So again, turning temporary states into permanent traits. And, one of the ideas that we all struggle with is when we have certain experiences that we're not choosing, right? So you're in a conversation and you're noticing yourself kind of checking out and feeling bored. The question is, can we switch gears intentionally and say, hold on a sec, I get to start this over. Like in this moment right here, right now, I know I've been bored for the last 7 minutes, but I actually do want to engage. So what's that part of us that gets stimulated to say, okay, I want back in. So, an antidote to boredom, or something like frustration. Something bad happens and we just want to throw the computer out the window. Can we learn how to take a deep breath and say, okay, that's all in the past, but right here, right now, I get to choose how I want to be in this moment moving forward. And the really profound part of this practice comes in the form of forgiveness, right? So we can't change the past. We can't change what people have done to us. We can't change our memories of whatever traumatic experiences we've experienced. But we can always, in that moment, make a conscious choice and decide how we want things to move forward, or certainly how we want to be in relationship to whatever may have happened in the past. So the key mantra here is begin again. And so for the next, 8 or 9 minutes or so, I'm going to just lead us through a meditation where the theme is noticing that part of ourselves that has the capacity to, in any given moment, choose to begin again, to re-engage in whatever it is that we are wanting to focus on. So let's start by closing our eyes and bringing ourselves into this present moment by simply noticing what it's like to be sitting in a chair, being supported by a chair, with our feet flat on the ground. So if your feet aren't both flat on the ground, go ahead and do so right now. I like to wiggle my toes because it gives me a little bit of a neurologic.
Yes.
Oh, if you guys can make sure you're muted, please. Yeah, and so just noticing the sensation of being in contact with the chair and the ground. And then let's bring our awareness to our sense of sound right now. Simply noticing what you're hearing, what your brain and your ears are picking up. So I can hear the hum of the computer. You guys can hear my voice. And as you intentionally focus in on your sense of sound, Just noticing all of the sounds in the background that you might not have been noticing before. We're not trying to change anything. We're simply observing and witnessing sounds. You'll probably notice that once I stopped saying anything, we give ourselves space, that your mind probably wandered. Very normal. It's okay. Simply begin again by bringing your attention back to the present moment and choosing to focus on simply witnessing sounds. So letting go of any attachment to the thoughts that just appeared or the images, any memories or worries about the future, and simply begin again to listen for sound. There's something really profoundly empowering about noticing that we have this capacity. There's something inside of us that allows us to make a choice at any given moment about where we want to focus our attention. And our mind has this tendency to want to sort of hijack us with memories or worries about the future or ruminations. And again, that's totally normal. That's what the mind does. In this moment, we're simply choosing to consistently and repeatedly return back to the present moment and the sensation of sound. Just begin again right now to notice sound. And if your mind has wandered yet again, that's okay. Just come back and begin again. To choose in this moment to listen non-judgmentally, just noticing sounds. And one of the key features of this practice is what we would call meta attention, meaning like the attention that sits on top of our attention of sound, which means I know that I'm intentionally paying attention to sound. I know that this is happening in this moment. I know that I'm choosing to begin again to focus my full attention on sound. See if you can become aware of this phenomenon that we call meta attention, like knowing that you are knowing. And then let's intentionally shift our attention to more of a moving away from sound into more of a tactile experience. And again, wiggle your toes. Notice that you have feet that are in contact with the ground. Notice that you're sitting in a chair and maybe you're leaning up against the backrest. Choose to focus on the tactile experiences now. What it's like to sit in your chair. And noticing the experience of what it's like to focus on the awareness that you are directing your attention in that way. So again, this meta attention. Awareness of where your attention is going. And now go ahead and take a deep breath in, filling up your lungs. Do a full exhale. Now we're shifting to intentionally inhaling once again, filling up your lungs. And on this exhale, go ahead and open your eyes, looking at your screen, and notice as soon as you open yourself up to your visual sense, how things change yet again. And just remembering that throughout the rest of your day, you always have the choice to begin again. You can, no matter how frustrating, how irritating, how hopeless, how fill in the blank any situation might feel, there is this part of you that can choose to say, okay, it all starts now. It's very empowering. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Tomorrow we'll meet again at noon, and we'll do a different practice. Probably we'll do some journaling again together. And you're welcome, Jen. See you later. I'll stick around for another 15 minutes or so. If anyone has any questions or wants to connect in person, we can do so. Otherwise, I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.